Yeah, right now you rocking with the kid Poka Jones. I salute Yale ENT and Yale Radio. It's y'all time. Let's get it.
One thing in the air, if you know you blessed.
KFX Kicks.
I'm counting all my blessings. Counting all my blessings. I'm 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 counting all my blessings. Amen. Amen. Hey, I'm Poka Jones and I'm blessed. Told the game I'm next. Home kicking with the bodybuilders, no Poka Jones, don't flex. I'm out here counting my blessings, cause you don't know when the next. My brother just did 15 years, he coming home. Bless it. My best friend tried to do me in and I seen he come and didn't stress it. But I cut his ass off before he could. That's what you call a blessing. Everybody ain't your friend. Finding out is a blessing. Some folks try to use you up, they think you they blessing. Man, love people hard to find. Finding something is a blessing. They'll keep it real in your face, but behind your back they messing. When Black died, I caught my cross and I gave it to him the blessing. I told him, "Could no matter what, I'ma help the fam, not bless them." I'm counting all my blessings. Counting all my blessings. I'm 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 counting all my blessings. If you don't think life is a blessing, that mean we ain't on the same team. You ain't seen the things that I see.
This is the YALE Review on YALE Radiocast.
Good afternoon, everybody out there in YALE Radiocast land. This is the YALE Review.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in with us. We have the full leg in the building. A whole leg.
Absolutely.
A whole leg. Yes, sir. So we're going to kick it first to Mr. TR. He is in the building.
Yes.
Finally. Yes. Let's hear it for Mr. TR. No undisclosed location today. The disclosed location is right here, Studio 7B. How we feeling today, TR?
We're feeling absolutely fine, fellas. I mean, it's great to be in the vicinity, the atmosphere,
out the back cave.
the energy, feeling the energy off my brothers. I couldn't be away from them another weekend.
No.
All right. Well,
that was really political.
That was yes. Thank you for that PR answer right there. That was
I'm working on my presidential. I'm working on my presidential.
We're gonna touch on that today too. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. But first, let's kick it over here. Mark L is in the building.
What's good, people? What's good, people? Yes, the leg is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Fully formed leg. Got my man T.I. and my man Josh, the intern here. Hey, man, I'm living life, man. I'm living life. What day is it of the COVID? We don't know.
Well, we don't care.
Well, no.
We do know that it was the highest total yesterday than it has been since July.
82,000.
82,000.
And I'm not reading the paper.
Listen to me, man. So I'm living, man. I'm still here. I'm breathing.
Hey, and we're happy to have you here. We're glad you're still breathing. Every day you're breathing and out of bed, that's a good day.
All right.
So we heard a voice that maybe some of you may recognize, but we have not had them here on the YALE Review. We're gonna kick it over to Mr. Dylan.
I haven't been here.
Not you. Somebody across the table from me spoke up, but I'm gonna let you talk about him after you introduce yourself. Because ain't nobody really want to hear about you.
I know, right? Who wants to hear from the Yale and Yale?
You know,
right?
I mean, shoot.
Shout out to the leg. For those who are unaware, the YALE Review goes by the leg, the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. That's what we're calling ourselves. So when we say we have a fully formed leg, we're saying that because we already know TR operates from a remote location, out of state, the Bat Cave. We don't know where the Bat Cave is. Mark L, he makes his way in, and Josh the intern. And also shout out to our brother Sincere out there and everybody who supports YALE Radiocast. Check this out though, man. Before we got started, we was playing a very, very, very hot song that ran through the streets of Atlanta, Counting All My Blessings. And I want to introduce my brother, Mr. Poka Jones is in the building, man. You know? Hey, let's give a shout out to Poka. Man,
right.
what's happening, brother?
Another day in the life, man. Another day in the life. When I wrote that song, 10 years ago.
Right.
10 years ago.
Right.
You gotta believe in yourself, ladies and gentlemen. I wrote that song fresh out of jail.
Wow.
Fresh out of jail. Matter of fact, I had maybe $50 in my pocket.
Okay.
I had a friend of mine that had a recording studio. And his name was Drizzle. And he said, man, come on through and I'll record your vocals for you. I'll record your song for me. I had already bought the beat a while back from a guy. And something just kept telling me to write this song. You know, when God puts something on your heart, man, it don't even matter what you got or how many resources you have. You'll find yourself doing stuff that don't even make sense.
Right.
Cause I ain't have money for nothing at the time. Cause it was just me. I didn't have no kids. You know how it is. I didn't have no structure. I didn't have no stability. I was just out doing me.
Right.
But this song stuck on my head. This song kept sticking to my head. Kept sticking to me. And I went and recorded that song. My last $50. And it changed my life. That was the best $50 I ever spent. Because I made that $50 100 times after that because of that one song. That song took me all over, everywhere.
Well, tell us about what it's done for you. I remember bringing you to the events that we was doing at the time, Pier 23, and I forgot how I contacted Poka. It was on social media. We was looking for artists to come out and perform, and you know it's hit and miss with these artists. And I was looking for good music, you know, because you could put together an event and you get artists like, why are they coming here? But this song was Counting All My Blessings. I was like, hold up, let me see if I can reach out to this guy. And I guarantee you, he called me back within like about 30 minutes. I was like, hello, this Poka Jones. I was like, and I sat up like, hold up. So you reached out. So, you know what I'm saying? And he said, man, I got you, man. I'm going to bring a crowd out. And he had a very huge following, man. So let everybody know what Counting All My Blessings did for you as an independent artist operating in, at that time, the independent artist game really wasn't what it is today.
That record made a way to that record for me. I'm gonna tell you what that record did for me. That record actually gave me structure in the rest of my life. That record paved the rest of my career. That record showed me that I was not a rapper. Because my career was based on following rap artists, following artists all the way to the top. I'm talking about all the way to Def Jam, to shaking hands with L.A. Reid, to being on Def Jam tours and stuff like that. But you can't follow nobody else's blessing. You can't follow what other people are doing. I was always in somebody else's shadow. And that record confirmed that I needed to be counting my own blessings.
Right.
And I don't need to be just following rappers, because if you listen to the song Counting on My Blessings, I'll go from singing to rapping to harmonizing. So it's a little bit of everything in that record. So I felt like I kept putting myself in a box by following other artists and being in other people's shadows, what I really was doing was kind of just helping other people. You have to make time to start helping yourself. I helped people so long, I forgot to help myself. And when I recorded that song really kind of put everything into perspective of what I was supposed to be doing.
Right.
So it wasn't just a record. It was really some structure for everything else.
Right.
And to kind of speak on what you spoke about as far as me bringing crowds out, I was always a part of a crowd. When I wrote that record, that's when everybody else started coming around, because I guess they felt the vibe of the record and they felt the energy. They liked the energy of the record, so it was easy for people to come around because they felt like they was coming around. They was being a part of something that wasn't forced on them.
Yeah.
The song's not forced on you. The song is just a reminder that every day of your life is a blessing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and I was recording and I was performing that song in the hood at clubs.
Yeah. I was there with you.
Man, it's crazy because I've experienced something as an artist that a lot of artists won't experience. It's hard, and artists understand what I'm saying. It's hard to write a record and you can get booked in a strip club,
and that next week perform at a kid, yes,
and perform at a church with the same record. Like it'd be days that I'll go. Like you can look at some of the shows I did on my page. A reverend called me to perform that song at his church, Then some ladies might call saying we having a wedding. We want to start the ceremony off with that song "Counting All My Blessings." It's just a good introductory song to whatever your event is, reminding everybody at your event every day of your life is a blessing. So that record opened up so many doors, man.
Right.
And that record took me to other places, and that's when I fell in love with soul and blues music. So,
Okay.
Well, that being said, if you could explain to us and everybody else, who is Poka Jones? I mean, number one, I want to know where you got the name from. Hot name. Love the name.
Right.
And could you tell us a little bit about, if you could describe yourself? And, you say you do stuff for a lot of other people, and a lot of us do, and sometimes we lose ourselves in that. But if you could describe to somebody who Poka Jones is, what would you say?
Well, Poka Jones is a name that I came up with a long, long time ago. I came up with that name before I was even an artist. That's the cold part. I was in the streets. I'm from the streets. I love gambling. That's how I made my living for a long time. I gamble, you know what I mean?
Right.
So playing cards, playing poker, anything like that, I just took the word poker. Instead of spelling it poker E-R, I wanted to make it personal, make it for me. So I just took the E-R off the end and added the A. And I always felt like whatever you do, have the deepest love for it. The deepest word to describe love would be a jonesing for something, like you Jones for it, right? So I was like, Poka Jones. I didn't want to be Poka Love. I didn't want to be Poka Soul. I want them to Poka Jones. That's a deep passion, right?
That's hot.
That's how much I love who I'm finna create myself into. I'm gonna be Poka Jones, right? Yeah, I'm gonna make them love me like that, right? And that's before I was even an artist. So when I tell you God got your life already put in place, you gotta do more walk the path. I'm just walking the path.
Yeah. Okay. Anything, Josh?
So you said that record, right, helped you realize you weren't a rapper.
Right.
Okay. So now that's obviously with your music career. So where are you now with your music career?
Soul and blues, baby. Soul and blues, and that's where I'm gonna stay with my music because it feeds my soul. It's a good vibe. It's a good message. I'm very political, but we live in a world to where you can't speak about politics because we all know politics in the public is very, it can get very tough, especially when people on two different sides. So my way of reaching my community and reaching my people is through soul and blues music. Me being from Campbellton Road, one of the roughest neighborhoods in Atlanta, me being from there, I'm taking soul and blues in that neighborhood. I'm getting ready to open up my own soul and blues nightclub in that neighborhood, and there's no such thing as soul and blues on in that neighborhood where I'm from. So I'm forcing something positive on my people. So that's my way of politically moving the community by putting a different message and a different sound out there, giving people a choice of what to listen to. You don't have to listen to the raunchy and the ratchet. Here's some good old soul and blues you can use, right? So yeah, just putting that sound out there, man.
Where did you see the progression at? Because me knowing you personally since about 2012 to now, this 8 years, I saw the change. Okay. So, and I know, but for those who don't know, where did the change come from hip-hop artists to Southern Soul? At what point do you say, you know what, did you think this wasn't working, or is it just the maturity of Poka Jones, or just you realizing you're an artist and you could do more?
It was a multiple amount of factors that put me into place where I am now. One was the fact that it fed my soul. Rap didn't feed my soul. Rap made me competitive. I would try to compete with other rappers and try, because when you listen to rap, not knocking anybody that makes rap music, but you hear a lot of competition more than anything, and you will find yourself as an artist trying to compete so hard that you'll forget to be articulate. You'll forget to be creative because you are so wrapped up into competing. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much why I am where I am, and that's my best explanation to even being at this point. It has to be something that feeds you, and it has to give you a feeling of value. And that's what soul and blues music do for me. It makes me feel valuable. You know what I mean? Another fact is the money. The money changed. Oh man, the money changed. The bookings changed. They pay you more. You know, they pay you more.
Did not know that.
They respect you more. Your fan base is more loyal. Me making music for teenagers and making music for young age, we all know that, you know, there's not a loyal fan base. The younger your fan base is, the more production you have to do, the more product you have to come out with, because they're not loyal. They're not loyal. The younger your fan base, the more product you have to come out with, because they're not sitting around waiting for your next product. They want it like this. They want it like this. The older your fan base, the more subtle they are, the more loyal they are, the more repetitious they are, meaning that they want the same thing. Even as a club, even as a business owner, I know when I open my night spot, when you catering to older people, they like the same vibe over and over and over. You know what I mean? They don't want it to change up.
Right.
If you known for your food, they want the same good food. If you know when we walk in here, we're gonna hear some soul and blues music, that's what we want to hear. If y'all known for having a nice smooth band, we want that band. So you know, I just really love where I'm at with the soul and blues right now. So it's just a multiple amount of factors, man. And I hope this interview touches somebody and sparks something in somebody, and you know, that might be your next journey in life, man.
It's growth.
I mean, I perform with artists that's like in their 80s and stuff. You ain't never seen no 80-year-old rapper, but you know,
but
but some of the best talents you'll ever hear are up in age, and your fire don't go out till God call your name. See what I'm saying? So why should your fire go out as an artist because your fan base say your time is up? God didn't say your time was up, because God gave you the gift, not your fan base.
Right.
Right.
All right. And keeping with that, and keeping along with that, and you said basically from listening to your song from 10 years ago to where you are now in your progression, who do you say your influences are? What influenced you along that path? What let you know, hey, you know what? I'm going in the right direction. I know you definitely mentioned, you know, spirit in your process. But, you know, there are other artists out there who actually do, you know, do the blues, and they do R&B, they do soul. Who would you say are your influences as you move down this path that you're taking?
Some of my influences, man, some of the people that I watch, some people that really inspired me, I'd have to say would be artists. As far as great showmanship, people that I knew that can perform well and that could captivate an audience, would be people like Bobby Rush.
Okay.
Good friend of mine. He's a mentor of mine.
Hey, also a politician in Illinois. I know Bobby Rush.
Yeah, Bobby is a very good artist, man, and that goes along with what I'm just saying. Mr. Bobby is 86 years old.
Yes, he is.
86 years old.
Wow.
86 years old, and can outperform some of the youngest, and get up and dance and still jump in the air, you know, play his guitar, play his harmonica, give you the best show, right? He's still doing shows as we speak. He probably headed to a show right now, right? Right?
Okay.
So to answer your question, people like Mr. Bobby Rush, it's just so many different artists, man. I only want to go through the list because I don't want to leave nobody out. My thing is this though, I'm inspired when I see that an artist is in their element. You know how you can look at somebody and not just an artist, you know how you can look at somebody, as people we observe each other. You can observe somebody and tell when they're where they want, where they supposed to be in life. You can tell when they're on their track. You can tell when they in tune with the universe, right? You can just tell, and that's what I like about certain artists. So I get a little bit of something from every different artist. So I don't want to name artists because you can learn from a fool. You can learn from bad artists. You know, I pick stuff up from bad artists that I see what not to do. So that inspires you too. So you got to remember, inspiration is not always positive. Inspiration could be negative, but it's still a learning process, right?
Right.
So I even get inspired from the negative, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so that's going both ways with it.
All right, so I want to go ahead and play a Poka Jones track.
All right.
Just to let y'all know the progression, because we're going to go into, we started out with Counting All Your Blessings, and we're going to go into another track leading up to his current music, man. This is your old school dance. Tell us about old school dance real fast.
Old school dance, man. Old school dance. There's a lesson behind my record, Old School Dance. The lesson for that record, ladies and gentlemen, is me. I was a nightclub host at the time. I'm always listening, observing, and I've hosted so many parties, and I always have a DJ behind me. So my thing is this: I always used to listen to DJs. They play sets. A DJ will play a set, and what I mean by a set, he plays a certain style of music for a while, then he'll go into his next set. DJs would always go into their old school set where they play nothing but their old school songs.
And you got an old
But they never had a song called Old School Dance. They would have to talk into the mic and be like, okay, and this for all my party people right now, we're getting ready to do some old school dances. And I would hear that so much in the clubs that I'd be like, well, how about I just write a song called Old School Dance and make it so cold, make the song so hard that every DJ will want to use this song as the intro to his old school set when he started playing his records. And I'd be damned if it didn't work just like that, because a lot of DJs start asking for the records, and now I listen to them, and then they play my song on Old School Dance, and then they go into their old school set.
This beat make you wanna do an old school dance, don't it? It make you wanna do an old school dance. This beat make you wanna do an old school dance. Let me see you do an old school dance. This beat make you wanna do an old school dance, don't it? It make you wanna do an old school dance. This beat make you wanna do an old school dance. Let me see you do an old school dance. Ain't no party like an old school party, cause old school music go hard. If you love yourself like I love myself, let me hear somebody make noise. That old school taught us how to stick together, spend money with each other, we'll be rich forever. Hustle for your fam, make sure everybody scrape. Put food on the table, make sure everybody ate. If it wasn't for the old, wouldn't be no music, wouldn't be no love, wouldn't be no groove, wouldn't be no jamming till 6 in the morning. Old school music made the party keep going. This beat make you wanna do an old school dance, don't it? It make you wanna do an old school dance. This beat make you wanna do an old school dance. Let me see you do an old school dance. This beat make you wanna do an old school dance, don't it? It make you wanna do an old school dance. This beat make you wanna do an old school dance. Let me see you do an old school dance. I was at this club.
What you think, gentlemen?
I love it.
I hear that Slick Rick.
I hear the Slick Rick in the back.
Yeah.
Was it the show? Was it Slick and Dougie, or was it the story?
That's the children's story.
Now let me give y'all a little story.
Yep,
This
talk
man
to me.
actually performed that song on the same stage that Slick Rick was on 2 years ago, maybe,
Yeah.
at the Old
Right
School
on.
Festival. How did you feel about that, man?
Hey, that was crazy. I tell you, bro, I done made history with my life. If I fell dead right now, I done did way more than I ever thought I would have did. And I damn sure done did way more than everybody that knew me thought I did.
Right.
People count you out, man. People count you out. When you grow up without family, when you grow up in the streets, and when you in and out of jail, when I tell you everybody will count you out, everybody will count you out. Man, you'll have people in your family secretly getting life insurance on you, boy, because they know you ain't going to be out here long, right? That's how bad it was for me. That's real. Wow. That's how bad it was for me. I had people in my family had life insurance policies on me because they ain't think I was going to live to see 25. That's cold, right?
Looking at you like a lotto ticket.
Ain't that something? I
Well,
was
in your
calling
words,
from jail.
in your words, what put you in the streets, and what brought you out of the streets? Was it just music, or was it something besides?
It was music because I kept on following music. Music kept on calling me. It kept kept wanting something. You know what I mean? It filled a void in my life because every time artists know what I'm talking about. When you're going through something, you feel a certain type of way. It's nothing like getting in a space to where you can just write and just let go and just create and just express. You know, if you're a painter. When I say artist, I just don't mean lyrics. I mean, if you paint, it's just a vibe. It's just a space that you go into when you create, and it takes you away from all the elements of the world that's bothering. You know what I mean? So music was always my getaway. Even when I was in jail, that's the cold part. That's definitely how I know music was my calling. Because even in jail, I'm in jail, and every day the guards would come get me. And like two other guys, we had a group, and we would be in the center, in the like outside. We had like a recreation space outside, and we would be in the center, entertaining all the damn inmates. They sitting there, like one dude would be beating on the table, the other dude would be singing, and I'd be rapping. And this was our hustle in jail. So that's how we used to hustle, being entertainment in jail. So I said to myself, you know, I'm going to write enough music, and when I get out, I'm going to change my life.
Well, was that your epiphany moment right there? Or was it like...
No, it wasn't, because you're going to keep messing up. You're going to keep bumping your head. You're not going to do right. I didn't do right even then. I didn't do right then. Like I said, it took for me to lose everything to realize that music is what I need to be doing.
So your epiphany was like over a period of time, not just one incident.
It wasn't gradually, because me and you both know if you ever been in the streets and you went to jail because you was in the streets, you went to jail more than one time.
Right. So what would you tell that person that is like you? You said that, and I like how you say what you say, because you come from an honest place. You come from
I don't care if it hurt. I don't care if it hurt.
Place.
I don't care if it hurt. I don't care if it sounds brutal. I don't care if it make me look bad, because I'm being transparent. That's one of the qualities that you should have as an artist.
Absolutely.
But that's what people respect, and that's what people deserve.
Absolutely.
They deserve your transparency. You know, they don't deserve an image that they want you that you want to create, that you want them to see you as. They deserve the real you, right?
So what would you tell that person, if you could tell them anything, if you could think of something that, like you just said, you kept messing up? Right. Because a lot of people, me and my brother Darlin, we are those hard edges, and we always make fun of people a lot of times that want to be softer edges and say, oh, you need to say things this, that, and the third. And I will play devil's advocate on that every single day, because I feel like in most cases you do hard things, so you need hard answers. Okay. Or your life is hard, so sometimes you need that hard answer. Not every time. But what would you tell that person that, just like you just said, I messed up quite a few times before I realized that this is where I need to be. And once you start following that dream, that art, it seemed like, from what you're telling us, that was epiphany right now.
That God's calling.
And you know the thing about that? It's like we want peace in our life sometimes, but it's so much distractions and so many other things, and you still have to live and survive, that you do entertain that negative and that bad, you know? And you know what gives you peace. Right. We all know what gives us peace. We all know what make us feel good, but we don't like that escape all the time. Sometimes we want that. Sometimes we want that bad. Sometimes we want that negative. Sometimes we want to entertain that. And that's what I kept doing. See what I mean? But once I fell into my peace 100%, that's when everything started working. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think people don't understand that. You know, just falling into your peace 100% of the time.
Find peace and fall all the way into it, man. Find peace and fall all the way into it. Whatever makes you happy, whatever makes you feel good, follow that. I mean, that's even with getting a job. I couldn't even work a regular 9 to 5 because I always be on the job entertaining. I always be there singing music or listening, talking to my coworkers and finding out what their passions are. You know, so you gotta find that peace, man. You gotta ride that wave. And I'm just so thankful I finally found mine. I'm gonna ride it till I can't ride it no more, right?
There you go. There you go.
Okay, so let's go into another song, man. Love Thyself.
You know, I want to consider myself. I want to consider myself as any type of artist. I don't want to really label myself. I just love soul and blues music. I'll say it like that. I love soul and blues music because people always listen to my music and they say what type of artist you are. I just want to make good music for everybody. So that next song you're finna play, Love Thyself, is a reminder that every day of your life, man, no matter what you're going through, don't forget to love yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, it's like a math equation. You have to have self-love. You have to have at least 1 on a math equation for anything else to add up. Right. 0 from 0 is nothing. You can't get nothing from that. You have to add at least 1 to that. I say that to say you have to love yourself before you can love anybody else. Right? Love thyself.
Poka, last name Jones. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't love yourself, there's no room to love nobody else. Go left if you feel good about yourself. Go right if everything in your life is is alright. Now when times got hard, I kept going. I could never let the pain start showing. No matter what, keep on rolling. You can't tell them they gotta show them. I got on my grind, I'm doing better. I had to put my mind on a new level. I had to put my mind on a new level. Now walk with me. Somebody go left, go left. If you feel good about yourself, go right. If everything in your life is alright, sometimes we go back, so we can finally get our life on track. To the front now, keep dreaming big and go for what you want now. I don't follow my dreams, I chase them. Never run from your problems, better face them. Ain't no love in your heart, better make some. Always count my blessings, never waste some. Put your hands up, this a celebration. Time to party, we don't need no occasion. Tell the DJ to keep this in rotation, because the world really needs some inspiration. I'm Poka Jones, I'm all about elevation. The sky ain't the limit, ain't no limitation. Follow your heart, baby, that's your motivation. Follow your heart, baby, that's your motivation. Somebody go left, go left. If you feel good about yourself, go right. If everything in your life is alright, sometimes we go back, so we can finally get our life on track.
Now that's some blues.
Yeah.
I like that.
Well, no, I will honestly say this. I'm and this is nothing to Poka Jones or nobody in that genre or whatever, but I'm not a blues. I wouldn't consider myself a blues fan. But I tell you what, the reason why I think that is because
You feel good about yourself.
the feeling that seems like people talk about a lot of their problems. And I got problems of my own, so I don't want to hear a lot of people's problems.
Right.
And that's being honest. But with what you're talking about, and from what I'm hearing, it's kind of like listening to Earth, Wind, and Fire. You know, I mean, as a lot of people know that really know me well, they know that I'm a musician, and they know that I do music or whatever the case may be, and I do a large genre of different music or whatever, but I've never been a fan of country. I've never been a fan of blues. But I'm listening to these songs, and I'm a fan of every single song, and I'm not just saying this because you're here. I'm saying this because of what you're speaking of, and I would have to say, honestly, you might have hit an avenue that I have not seen or haven't seen enough, and that's uplifting blues. I mean, we all think about the title. Just think about the title. Am I wrong about it? But you're talking about uplifting in pretty much every song that we played. I mean, do you think that it's a new avenue that you're in? Can you tell me about your experience? Because I know you know a lot of other blues people that, I mean, if you could suggest, I would sure listen. And I'm going to be honest with you, this is something that I could listen to. This is uplifting, self-empowerment, you know, the whole nine.
Well, I'm gonna be real with you. I didn't even do it on purpose. That's the cold part. When I sit down and just write and meditate and think about my next song I'm gonna write, I do not do that on purpose. I don't do that on purpose. I'm so in tune with the universe, and I'm such a God-fearing person that I really believe that that's what God want me to say. That's what He keep putting on my heart. Because no matter what I try to come out my mouth, that's what keep coming out. Some uplifting stuff for other people.
Now,
it just keep coming out. You know what I mean? It's always a lesson. You know what I mean? And that's not even me doing it on purpose. You could send me a track and pay me to do a song and tell me to write about whatever, give me a topic, and it's still gonna be some uplifting in there. I mean, hey man, that's just where I'm at with it. You know what I mean?
So were you? Did it just happen naturally, or did you wake up and say, I'm going to try a different lane? And were you concerned with your following, you known as a hip-hop guy, and your fans being a hip-hop based fan base, and if I convert, I'm going to have to start new, and I hope everybody grow with me? Were you worried about that conversion, or did you just go with the flow?
I was worried at first. I was worried at first because you got to remember, I wasn't just with rappers. I was with people that had $1 million deals, you know, because of songs, you know, where you get one song and the song is worth, the record label give you $2.5 million to go create an album around that one record. So I'm in the shadow of these people, and I'm not just in the entourage. I'm the hype man. I'm the dude. I'm the other guy with the microphone. So you have to ask yourself, if you're the other person with the microphone and you are following an artist that does a certain type of music, it's gonna be very hard as an artist for you to speak for yourself and make your own music. Cause you gonna say to yourself, I'm with Def Jam. I'm rolling with a cat and we doing tours all over the world. And I'd be damned if I'm finna say what I wanna say. I ain't gotta say what he's saying, or ain't gotta sound similar to that, cause I'd be damned if he ain't living the life that I wanna live. Right? So that stopped me for a long time from growing, cause I said I gotta do what he doing. See what I'm saying?
All right, so we got a call here on YALE Radiocast. Thank you for calling in to the Mail Review. Who do we have on the line?
DJ Corey T, baby, what's happening?
DJ Corey.
Pensacola's finest.
Hey, turn that down in the background, brother Corey. What's happening with you, my guy?
I got you down now, man. I got you down. What's happening, baby?
What's going on, bro?
Pensacola finest.
How you doing today, Corey? What's up with you, brother?
Man, I am just enjoying the show, man. I just really was just calling in to say I'm enjoying the show. It's uplifting. It's what I needed. Y'all doing a hell of a job. To everybody in the building, my man Poka. It's good to have an artist who understands the culture and just what's happening. I'm listening to T as he talk about Poka's music.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you, T, and I know you telling the truth. You feel me? I watch you listen to it. I watch your movements.
Yeah.
You got good music, brother. You feeling it, and I'm like, T, I'm not really a blues man, and I'm a DJ. I played it for years.
Appreciate you, big dog.
But
Appreciate
I felt
you, man.
it, and that's what we need as a people in our music. So keep doing what you do, bro. I just want to say, hey, man, I appreciate y'all today.
Hey,
Y'all
man.
have a good day. Happy Saturday, baby.
Hey. Come up that way, man, so we can link you with Poka, man, and then we can have some business conversations and make some things happen, man.
Salute, man. Salute, man. God bless you, brother, and thank you for everything. Thank you for calling. Thank you for speaking. And hey, man, just keep doing what you're doing, big dog.
Hey, for sure, man. It was kind of choppy. I heard something about business and come up and something I don't know, but I do feel the love, and so we'll get informed later, and God bless y'all.
All right,
Appreciate
bro.
it, dog. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it, man.
For the people who don't know, there's Corey T right there. Me and him was actually in a dance group.
Okay.
2 dance groups, as a matter of fact.
TR dances? Tell them about your dance days,
not
TR.
Not only a drummer, not only a keyboard, player, not only a try to be rapper, but I was a dancer. I was a dancer.
All right.
Tell them about the hammer pants, TR.
No, I will not tell them about the hammer pants, but I will say this, that Corey T...
You didn't deny there were hammer pants, though.
No, I did not. No, I did not. But I would say that Corey T, he is a musician himself. I mean, he had a God calling. Definitely. He was, as a matter of fact, he was a minister for a while. And he was a singer. Great voice. Great voice. This dude, we used to call him Bowlegs back in the day. This dude could dance, sing. I mean, he was basically a triple threat. You know what I'm saying? And the third one, because I say triple, he was a killer with the ladies. He was a killer with the ladies.
Okay.
But I mean, back in the day, that was a partner of mine. We did shows and stuff like that. So he's really coming from a sincere point. He's actually been in music basically all his life. I mean, there's certain people like we were talking about earlier, and like you was talking about, Mr. Jones, that you have that calling and you ain't gonna let that go. You got that in you. You know, it's like a vice grip. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what else you're doing, you're gonna be getting pulled to that. And if you ain't pulled to that, then the universe don't seem right to you.
Right. It'll always glitch. It'll glitch.
Yes.
It's like having some software downloaded and that's not compatible with the system that you're using. It won't fit. It'll always have this glitch. And I really feel like that's how our life is set up. Everybody's life, aka your program, has already been commanded. You just have to follow the program. And if you don't follow that program, you'll keep glitching. And you'll glitch so much that you'll need defragging. But don't worry about it, because your program is already written. Just keep defragging. You'll glitch every now and then, but God has already put your program together. I promise you, them glitches ain't nothing but small obstacles and small setbacks. But you're gonna get where you need to go. And the confirmation that you are where you need to be is when you start touching other people.
Hey,
That's your confirmation.
let me ask you something, man, because I've been there with you, man. When you performed at like the old school festival in front of like thousands, literally like thousands of people, and you see them personally react to your song, or even if you're performing in a venue when it's only 200 people there, and you put on old school dance, and you got like, you actually created something that people actually feel. How does that make you feel in that moment?
It makes me feel, real talk, it makes me feel like it ain't just music. It's a message. People love a good message. They love a good message so much they want to be reminded over and over again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So even with me, when you say old school dance, we came up with the word song. We came up with the word music. But we all know in actuality it's only messages. That's all music is. It's just messages. It's just reminders. It's a repetition. That's why you say the same thing over and over. That's why the beat is continuous. Because music is nothing but a reminder that feels good. That's all it is, right?
Yeah.
So when I see people like the music, the message, and they vibe to it, that gives me a sense of gratification. Like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. That's all. You know what I mean? Nothing major.
Right.
Just confirmation.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Nothing major, because it's not me. I don't feel like, oh, I'm better than everybody. I'm better than everybody. I'm the best artist in the world. When people like my music, they ain't even a confirmation that I'm following God. That's it. It ain't, oh, yeah, I'm better than that dude. I'm better than all them artists. No. That makes me feel good as a person that I'm following God. When you look at it like that, when you humble yourself like that, you will get so much farther. Don't worry about, I don't even listen to other people's music.
Right.
I like people's music, but some people will actually listen to you just to hate on you and just to critique what you're doing and just to find the flaws in it. You know what I mean? Come on, man. It's a cold world.
Y'all got something, man? Y'all got something to add to that right there,
Hey,
Marcus?
And I definitely, I'm definitely appreciating the conversation that we having today, and you do make a valid point. Absolutely, you get that confirmation
Right.
when you touch other people,
And that's
absolutely.
all it should be. You shouldn't take it no further than that. Just confirmation that you following God.
Absolutely.
That's it.
You
'Cause
just-
when you think when you say or think anything above that, that's
Yeah.
when you're messing up.
You
know
are
what I mean?
your
Put
own
God
best
first. Put God
competition.
first. Put
You are
God
your
first.
own competition. I understand.
Put God first. Don't be down here trying to compete with no man, because that man can fall dead right now. But guess what? You still going to have to follow God.
That is correct. Understood, man.
Right.
So what you got coming up? I know you said something about opening the club. I'm down for that now.
Right.
I definitely want to go to a nice little blues setup, nice little jazz setup where I can go ahead and get me some brown liquor and fall into the music and enjoy myself and get my as Dallon likes to say, my little diddy bop.
My diddy bop.
My diddy bop.
Got
Got a diddy bop going. So what else do you have on the horizon going for you as I see your career progressing going forward?
Well, I'm working on I got my children. I'm working on their TV show. They got a YouTube. They got a YouTube show that's doing real well. My kids.
Okay.
Focusing on producing my kids' YouTube webisode and just continue making music, man. When I tell you, you have not heard the best of my music. I feel like I got so much more room to grow.
The best is yet to come, right?
Brother.
Okay.
When I tell you music wake me up and put me to sleep every night.
Okay.
That's my medicine.
Okay. All right.
That's my fuel. That's the gas that basically keeps me energized, keep me going.
Okay.
Every single morning I wake up with a new song on my head, or I rehearse the songs that have not been recorded yet.
Okay.
So my catalog is, oh my Jesus, I got so many records, man, so many records. So
Do you have your own production studio? Do you go to studios?
no,
or-
I actually pay for studio time.
pay for studio time? Okay.
And I like doing that. I like paying for studio time because you get a different feel for a different studio.
Correct.
And as an artist, you learn sound by going to different studios.
Okay.
As an artist, if you've never ventured out and worked with multiple producers, you're not training your ear. You don't even know how good your ear is until you go other places and hear other production.
Okay.
As a youngster, I didn't know the value of mixing and mastering.
Okay.
I used to record songs and take them to people, and I would wonder why they didn't really feel the record like I felt it in my mind. Later on down the line, I understood the value of production.
Okay.
They didn't like it because they really couldn't hear it.
Not the way you heard it.
The
And
beat
way
was
you felt
overriding
it.
the mute. The beat was overriding the lyrics. It wasn't balanced out the right way. So once I understood production, that's when everything else fell in line, right?
Hold on one second, brother. For those who want to call in and holler at Poka Jones or talk about this great conversation we're having here at the Mail Review, the number is 678-586-9241. So let's talk about, man, where we're at right now, because I was out with you last night, my guy. I was out with you. It's been a minute since we kind of ran together. You know what I mean?
We do it though.
We had to do it. So let's talk about Dip Baby. What is Dip Baby to your audience, and tell everybody what we're doing with Dip Baby.
Boy, Dip Baby ain't do but come on. That's one of them songs. When it come on, you can be just ordered you a thing of chicken wings. You gonna move that chicken wings to the side, bro. Let me get that info. Let me put them chicken wings. I'll be right back. They done play them a song. They play them a song. They play them a song. That's one of them records. Dip Baby, one of them songs, man. When it come on, when you hear that guitar, when you hear that guitar come on, it's just one of them records. You be like, I just gotta get up and hit. I gotta shake my money maker. Something. Right? It's just one of them records, man. It feels so good, and it's an easy record. It's a family friendly record. You know, it's just a good vibe. That's the best way I could describe Dip Baby.
Give us Dip Baby stats and the accomplishment that Dip Baby has.
Dip Baby is sitting number one on a lot of DJs charts right now.
Okay, then.
I can say that.
All right.
I've seen that record sit on a lot of charts, and if you Google that record on YouTube, right now that record is sitting at 3.4 thousand views.
Okay,
and that record ain't. And the cold part about it, the blessing is, that record ain't but 4 weeks old, y'all.
All right.
That record only been out 1 month. 1 month. Now that ain't number God.
So let's double that up by the end of the month. We need to double that up every month. We want to play this?
Oh man, we can play it. And I shouts out to my brother, Poka Jones. I'll give you the history of that record.
Yeah.
Jeter pushed me to write that song.
Okay.
He pushed me to write that song.
The Jones boys.
He pushed me to write that record because he's a great artist himself, but he's the type of artist that he sees something in you, and he gonna want to do some music with you.
Right.
Okay.
And when you see somebody good that's doing their thing and don't really need you, it says a lot. It speaks volumes, and you say to yourself, "That's a salute." Mm-hmm. He's sending me a salute, so I'm gonna salute him back with a good record.
Okay.
So for him reaching out saying, "Let's do a record,"
yes,
that's what I said in the verse.
Shout out to Judah.
Judah told Poka, "Let's do a song. Some make the people dance all night long." Hey. Poka said, "Cool, I'll be back in a minute." The dance floor calling my name, I can hear it.
Oh, Poka.
Ryland solo, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got them Jones boys. Jeter Jones.
Yes, sir.
And Poka Jones. Jeter, you hear that?
Come.
That dance floor calling my name. That dance floor calling my name. That dance floor calling my name. So I'ma get out there and do my thing. I put my left hand behind my head, my right hand on her hip.
Yes, sir.
I whispered in her ear. I told her, "Dip, baby, dip, baby." Once upon a time, lived two southern boys. Everywhere they went, people love them boys. One named Poka, the other named Jeter. Ain't nothing like artists that do it for the people. Jeter told Poka, "Let's write a song." Something made the people dance all night long. Poka said, "Cool, I'll be back in a minute." The dance floor calling my name, I can hear it. That dance floor calling my name. That dance floor calling my name. That dance floor calling my name. So I'ma get out there and do my thing. I put my left hand behind my head, my right hand on her hip. I whispered in her ear. I told her, "Dip, baby, dip, baby."
On your mark, get set, let's go. I've been waiting to get you on the dance floor. I ain't behind you, so don't even trip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. Hold up, little mama, have no fear. The king of trail ride done made it here. I'm whispering softly in your ear, girl, bring that thing over here.
That dance floor calling my name. That dance floor calling my name. That dance floor calling my name. So I'ma get out there and do my thing. I put my left hand behind my head, my right hand on her hip. I whispered in her ear. I told baby, take it to the floor. Work it overtime till you can't no more. You bought yourself a ticket, baby, welcome to the show. Cheetahs on the Poka Jones, baby, let's go. That dance floor calling my name. That dance floor calling my name. That dance floor calling my name. So I'ma get out there and do my thing. I put my left hand behind my head, my right hand on her hip. I whispered in her ear, I told her dip, baby, dip,
Yeah, man.
baby.
That's dip bait.
That's a fact, man. I can see you about 5 or 6 shots of Jack Keane out on the dance floor with my left hand behind my head and my hand on her hip. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Y'all might have to call me an Uber, but I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna get there. I'm
gonna tell you what I saw last night. It was a lot of dipping going on.
A lot of dipping.
Right
It was
on.
a lot of dipping. It was a lot of dip sauce.
A lot of dip sauce happening. All right, then.
The dip sauce was heavy. The dip sauce was thick last
It
night.
was thick.
It was.
So Poka, let me ask you this though. We've heard a lot of hot songs from you already. So for our listeners out there that want to find your music, where can they go to find your music?
Shout out. Phoenix says she loves that one.
Oh,
All
cool.
right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, she loves that one too.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, you know, everything is on Spotify, everything is on iTunes, and iTunes is linked directly to my bank account, and my bank account is linked directly to my children. So please help a brother take care of
I
them
know that's
kids.
right.
'Cause
Get
if you
your
ain't gonna
money,
take care of
brother.
yours, don't mind helping take care of mine. Please help me take care of mine.
Right on, brother. Right
That's all.
on, man.
Nothing major.
Now here's a question for you also, Poka.
But yeah,
all
Spotify,
right, so
iTunes, all the music platforms. That's where you can find the music.
Just type in Poka Jones.
And if you're a friend on my social media, I usually give away the music to my friends on my social media pages. I always share MediaFire free links so you can just have the music because it's nothing better, and it's no more valuable promotions than word of mouth.
Okay.
One person telling the next person about something that they heard. That's the best and most effective form of advertising there is, right?
Okay, okay.
One person telling another person. So if you're a friend of mine on social media, I usually give away the links or I give away a free download link to where you get the music for free because I want you to tell the next person about the music, you know. So we can get it out there, right? Just get it out there.
That's all right, brother.
But if you want to support, it's all on iTunes, it's on Spotify, so there you go if you want to support.
all right.
All right.
So also Poka. So now as we see, Poka's in here with a mask on.
Right on.
Oh yeah.
We living in these COVID times.
Oh yeah.
As a performing artist, how have you had to adapt? What things have you had to do? Changes, things of that nature of either performing or having to adapt to performing, living in these COVID times where we see the world is changing before us.
That's a good question. That's a good question for the simple fact that COVID-19 exposed so much. Even with me being an artist, it exposed that being an artist is really not safe as you think it is. COVID-19 exposed that. It exposed the health risk that you have to take just to make some money. You know what I mean? It exposed the fact that you have to go that extra mile to make a couple of dollars. And it made you be more careful and be more cautious. And if you were already a paranoid type of person or you was already a germophobic, oh my Lord, this sent you overboard, right?
Right.
This sent you overboard.
Right.
You know, so the changes I've had to make since COVID-19 is I've stopped accepting as many bookings as hosting. I've stopped accepting as many bookings as just going out, or I've stopped. You know, sometimes you won't have a booking and you'll just be out. You just be freelancing and just trying to see what's going on in the city and what's the sound like and what everybody listens to. Stop doing that. So it made me stop floating. I don't float like I used to as an artist. You know, as an artist, we float sometimes as artists, right? Artists, we float. We go to different venues. We go to places just to hear sounds or listen to a different sound that we haven't heard. So COVID-19 stopped me from floating. I ain't been able to float. I can't go nowhere like I used to and just hang out and listen to music. Everything is strictly about that business. Yeah. COVID-19 made everybody about that bag.
Right. That's
true.
Look, man, if it ain't about no money, don't be calling my phone.
Right.
So
You know that corona out there.
So with that being said, you feel like that it has actually kind of maybe helped you focus on your craft more,
Right.
and be able to dedicate more time to your craft.
Oh, most definitely. Like, since Corona been out, since Corona been here, Corona been here since, I'll break it down to you like this, my brother. COVID-19 has been since March that we've been notified about, but we know it's been since January. Well, ever since we've been notified mid-March, I put out 6 singles.
Okay.
6 singles.
Yeah.
6 singles. Like, an artist before COVID would only put out a single,
Every 3
maybe
months.
2 a year.
Yeah.
Tops.
Depending on the artist.
I put out 6 in less than 6 months.
Well, we'll say independent artists because Drake put out a song every 3 weeks.
So my thing is, because of COVID, from this 6 months, from that time period that happened, from that 6 months from March on down, I put out a single every month. Every month I put out a new single.
And this has
because of
been,
COVID.
and this has been your biggest run of songs that
I've
I
never
know
put out
ever.
these many records.
Right.
See what I'm saying? I've never put out so many records so fast, and that's because of COVID.
Well, with
right?
that said, when are we getting the Poka Jones record?
The album.
The album. When's the album coming?
When the
Very
album
soon.
coming? No. Let me back up. Where the video at, man?
For which record?
For pick one.
I know, yeah. This is production
This-
time.
this-
This is
yeah.
production time. Well, I was glad that you came last night, so now we got the.
I feel
we
like
got a lot
Dip
of
Baby
footage
got
for
a
Dip
good
Baby.
got a good video coming behind it.
We got a lot of footage for Dip
That's
Baby.
kinda-
We got a lot of
I
footage
think,
for this, baby.
That's a video. That means that we might need to get some folk together to come up with a dance for that. Like, hey, because that's what it is with the line dances. That kind of
Yes,
gives me
that is a line
the
dance
move of a
video.
line dance. Like, I can just see a whole club out there dipping. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
yeah,
We
absolutely.
got the COVID going on now, so
I
that
know
that kind
it.
of stepped me back. 'Cause
I
even
know
with my
it.
song "Old School Dance," I wanted to put out the video.
Yeah.
But I wanted to put it out in the video like everybody coming down the Soul Train line and everybody doing their own
Old school
version of what they
dance,
consider
yeah.
the old school dance. I don't care what you want your old school dance to be. Come on down this line and let us see.
All right,
Why in the hell we gonna do this with the Corona going on?
man. Listen,
Right?
So,
it's tough, man.
so what's up with the album then?
The album is finally about to happen because I've got enough good records and I have a direction I want to go in finally. Putting together an album is all about direction. Putting together an album is just like putting together a nice recipe. All the elements have to be there. All the elements got to be in place. Who am I targeting with this album? What is this album talking about? What is the mood and the vibe of this album? What are some of the songs of this album? What are the high points and the low points of this album? Everything has to fit. So now I finally got my structure together. And the album is going to be a work of art. It's a work of art.
Sounds
The
like
first
that so
single
far.
off the album is called Baby Please. It's just basically talking about people that have messed up in a relationship and didn't realize they had something good until it was gone. So now she got me standing by this jukebox and I'm dancing all along, screaming, "Baby, take me back, please, baby, please."
Okay.
One of them records, right?
Okay.
Oh, it's powerful. It's
Okay.
powerful. It
Okay.
is powerful. She been gone about a week now, and that's been too long. It's a powerful record. I love it. I love it. The record's already written. You know what I mean? So that's the first. That's the first single off the album. It just feels so good to know that with everything I got going on now, to even know I got damn many records that nobody even ever heard before except for my children, and I love them so much and I want to give them to the world and they ain't even heard them yet. That's that drive, that's that motivation, that's that confirmation that I need as an artist to keep me going. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm glad you spoke on the album because the album is that extra push that's motivating me to keep going. I'm like this, darling. I'm not impressed by my accomplishments because I don't look at them as my accomplishment. This is what just God set me out to do. But once God set me out to do something and I've done it, I get this empty feeling. Like, what's next? What am I supposed to be doing next?
Right.
So the fact that album ain't out yet is some motivation I need to keep me going. That's that extra fire because that's that project that's not out yet that I know I'm gonna kill them with when they do come out.
Because that's what
right?
I've been asking you about.
Man,
And you know that we had some talk. Okay,
man.
yeah, man, I got a
But
single.
you can't just put out any
You're right.
album.
You're right.
An album is your masterpiece.
Right.
Right.
That's your map. People know you from your singles.
Correct.
They have the singles are a glimpse into who you are.
Correct.
But that album,
That's your finished work.
that's my finished work.
Exactly.
Here's
Okay.
pieces of who I am that
Just
we
to
call
get you-
singles.
Yeah, that we get you to come
this
and pay
album-
attention. Mm-hmm.
Is who I am. This is my masterpiece. This is what I said creative. Hope you enjoy it. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Okay.
Understood.
Oh, we got a monster coming with that album, man. That album, oh my lord. The songs on that album, oh my god.
All right.
Oh my god.
Any last questions, Markel?
Man, hey, for the most part, brother, I appreciate you for coming in today and definitely turning us on to your music. Definitely, I absolutely love the first song I heard from you. Definitely. But now that we've moved into,
Well, here you go, my brother, a free CD.
Hey, I love that. I got a free Poka Jones.
And all of them on there.
I'm gonna play it too. I you know, but you see this
And
gray
Dip
hair in my
Baby-
beard. I
Dip
got a
Baby
CD
number one on
player.
the CD. Dip Baby first song on
I
there.
got gray hair in my beard, so you know I got a CD player.
That's right.
So don't even worry about it. But my man, I'ma definitely check this out. But
And that's the
I'm
code
looking
when I'm
forward
giving
to
away
it.
CDs
Man.
and I ain't got no CD player in my car.
Look at that.
We're
Look at
upgrading the USBs. That's what
Don't
that's what you got.
worry.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
right
convert
there.
it. We got you. We
Right.
got you.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I appreciate it definitely, and I look forward to watching your career continue to grow. And hopefully, once COVID over with, man, I want you to see me there at your club. Don't put me out too fast. Though.
Oh, most definitely. We'll have a jam session, man.
Okay, I'm with it now. I'm
We'll
with it
jam
now.
session.
I'm with it. Hey, I definitely would enjoy that. So, man, thank you again.
I love
for
to create.
coming
Do
in
you play
today,
any
brother.
instruments?
Me, just run my mouth, man. This
Yeah,
is
his
the best
mouth.
instrument I got.
Well, depending on who you ask, some ladies might say his mouth is.
That's Mark.
What you had to say about T.R.? You have
Right. Nah, I don't have any questions about Mark L's mouth. I don't
you
have
damn sure ain't got no
any questions whatsoever.
Hold on, sir.
No, it's not. No. But I will say, Mr. Poka Jones, you have gotten yourself a fan in me. I mean, I will definitely, and I'm gonna be honest with you.
There you go, a free CD.
Hey, I got one, and I get another one. I get another one.
Right.
But you know, like I say, I tend to, and it's not a great thing, is to tune out a lot of blues. And that's just, you know,
Because you don't want to be sent into that mode. Because in your mind, you program yourself to think that blues is depressing.
it's a programming. Yes,
Right.
yes. But I mean, and to be honest with you, it's called blues. So
Right.
I mean, your avenue, your lane right now is just it's like an awakening for me to look at and, you know, kind of re-dive into the idea of I guess exploring some more blues, seeing what else is in down that tunnel, and I'll be honest with you, it's because of you, and it's because of this interview, and because of today.
Wow.
I mean, and that
That's
means
powerful.
a big
That's powerful,
thing,
man.
because to me, uplifting blues just by the sentence is an oxymoron.
Okay, right.
You know, I mean, it just, you know, and I'm gonna be honest, but
True.
you have
Well, I'll say it like this then. Just because it's blues doesn't mean it shouldn't feel good.
True. Look,
True.
I want both of y'all one of my favorite, but that's another story. Go ahead.
Yeah,
brother.
yeah. But I mean, you know, even though I like the BB Kings, and I like, you know, every genre of music has somebody that I absolutely like. Like me and Dalam have had these conversations before, and I've told him, you know, it's not just the idea that a good artist is a good artist. And a good artist will make you dive into something you don't necessarily particularly like that genre, but you like that artist. And you have honestly done that. I mean, besides BB King and maybe one or two others, the man I be stroking.
Clarence Carter.
That's what I be doing.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's the man. That's the man. No, I mean, to be honest with you, I just love good music. I love good artists. And it takes somebody special for me to take a voyage in a genre that I wouldn't necessarily take a voyage down. So I would have to say that, sir, I appreciate you in this avenue and in this lane.
Man, you got me about to jump out the window, man.
Right? You know, from one, you know, music dabbler to, you know, to another artist. I would honestly say that you've made me kind of reintroduce myself to blues and see what else is going on in that.
Your work is not done, young man. Your work is not done.
Oh no. But producing blues, But hey, who
We
knows?
might have
One
to
day.
listen to song number 8 on
One
this
day.
CD right here, though. Song number 8 on this right here. This
Number 8.
Number 8.
Number 8.
What's this? Swingers Party. Moving on.
Number 8. Number 8.
Shit, you might be back on my show.
Hold on, I
Hold on.
got it. They're gonna play that on Mark L after
After
dark.
dark, sir. That's it. Right on. You might be back there. I'm gonna need you to break this one down. But it's all good. Oh man, this.
Well, I'll explain that record. That record swing is actually it's a style of dance.
Exactly. Swing dancing.
Yeah.
Oh, I got you.
Oh, he knew it wasn't about him. He knew it wasn't about him.
He finds a way to make it about him twice throughout the show.
But what I did to make the song more marketable was use the title Swingers Party. Because when you Google Swingers Party, it's such a broad and it's such a big,
and
it's such a
similar.
it's a big topic.
Similar of us calling this show the Male Review.
Correct.
Right.
Exactly.
Well,
it's provocative.
somebody put on your phone that I need to hear that. I need to hear that. So,
see what I'm talking about?
you know,
It's
we got
provocative.
these folks
So
right
you
now.
are, he got the marketing part down. That's it. What? It's called a what?
You got it?
Yeah. Well, no, I don't got that one. Not that one.
It's on the CD.
It's on the CD. Well, you know.
Oh, that's right. We need to see
we gotta
it.
check
2020.
We need to see it.
I tell you what,
It's on my
it
YouTube.
will be aired
It's on my
on the
YouTube.
YALE Radiocast. So
It will.
It's on my YouTube.
Well,
oh, it's on the YouTube. Okay,
Yeah,
let's
just
go.
type in Poka Jones Swingers Party on YouTube.
Yeah.
well, let me say, Mr. Rico Slate, sir. You tune in to Yale. We will have it. We will have it. I give you my guarantee. This man right here. Look, this man right
He
here.
said he need to hear
Give
that.
me the thumbs up. Give me the guarantee, Mr. Darling, that it will be on.
It's gonna be on YaleRadiocast.com.
Absolutely. This
You're
man is in
giving
rotation with
permission,
us.
Mr.
Mr. Poker.
Mr. Poker.
Off top.
Oh,
Okay,
off the
then.
top.
Let's
off
go
the
ahead
top.
and run in there.
Off top. Yeah, it's a good record. It's a feel good record. It's a dance record.
I
It's a
feel
feel-
good. That's what's happening.
It's a dance record. You know what I mean? It's a feel good record. Swingers Party.
Give me a second. Let me reconnect this shit. But go ahead,
I love
keep
the
talking,
production
Jim.
of that track, man. I love my brother Neil Jones that did the track out of Tennessee.
Okay,
He's a
okay.
cold brother, man. That man
Okay.
do some mixing and mastering. He do some production. Shouts out to Neil Jones, Gentry Jones. That's a hardcore group, that man.
It's a lot of Jones around you, man. You keep the Jones on you.
I
don't
know,
you?
right?
Look,
That's a good thing.
hey,
Right.
that works.
Instead of trying
Right.
to keep up with them, being one of them.
Being the
That's a
Jones,
better
right.
feeling, right?
They trying to
Right.
keep up with you.
I'd never look at. I'd never say that. That would never come out of my mouth. That
Well, I
would-
mean, no, but see, that's a personal problem. That's
Right.
their thing to try
Right.
to keep up with you.
I would never
The
say-
Joneses ain't never look back and say, who trying to keep up with us
But
today?
I would never
Right.
say.
I ain't never heard that.
I would never tell another artist to
catch up.
with me or try to outdo me or be better than me. I don't look at it like this at all. This is the path that God set for me, and God set our own all paths individually. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Gotcha.
So I'm not here to compete with nobody. I'm just giving you my version of what God put me here to do. That's it.
Well, that's the number one thing that I've said to a lot of people, which is just because a lot of people know about you, it doesn't downgrade your art. It
Correct.
doesn't downgrade your talent. You might have been doing it longer than the people. You might have been doing it longer than Beyonce. You might have been doing it longer than Jay. You know, that doesn't downgrade you because the production companies didn't grab onto you and fan you out there.
Right.
They're doing a lot of that stuff for money. Most of it, let's say all of it, Mark L.
Yeah.
You're doing all that stuff for money or whatever. It doesn't take away from your artistry or your musicianship.
It shouldn't.
Just
take away
because
from it.
you met somebody that didn't do nothing but play drums in the church or whatever, that doesn't make you special or bigger than that other person as far as your arts or whatever. So what would you say to a person that is looking to break out, or what does breaking mean to you?
Oh, we got it queued up. Y'all ready to go?
What's the question again? What's the
Answer that question.
What would break out as far as a artist that hasn't gotten to your level, haven't gotten to any level or whatever, but just loves this music thing, does it personally and everything, but they want to break out? What would you say about the idea of breaking out, and what does breaking out mean to you? What does fame and fortune mean to you versus the art that you are creating?
Well, you gotta understand, breaking out is not necessarily a good thing
Yes.
at all.
That's what
as
I've
an
told
artist.
people.
It's not real. Because first of all, it's not real. Because money's not even real.
Right.
So let's start there. Let's just stop playing games. Money is not even real. So the whole idea of saying you successful because you made a lot of money as an artist is a misconception, right?
Yep, that's the truth.
Yeah.
Because your gift is not to make money. Your gift is to bless and help other people. When somebody listens to music, or when somebody listens to your music, the blessing is to have them sitting there listening and listening to your music because they feel blessed to hear your voice.
Correct.
They feel blessed to hear
Right.
your message.
Right.
Even if they didn't pay for it, if it was free or whatever. So when you say breakout, it's not real. A breakout is not even real. The reason for doing it should never be money.
Right. It should never be done for
The
money.
reason for doing music or being an artist should never be to obtain success and fame and fortune. That's not a reason to do music because you have to ask yourself, would I still be making music if this world didn't consist of money and there was
Absolutely.
no such thing as fame or fortune?
Absolutely.
Guess what? You will still have that gift.
Right.
You will still be singing. And being honest, we would appreciate each other more if money didn't exist.
Right.
I agree.
There
You
you go.
appreciate the hell out of each other
Period.
if money didn't exist.
Period.
Look how you look at a dude that got a better voice and a silkier voice than the best singer you ever heard, but you discredit him because he sleep on the streets and he's homeless.
Right.
He don't have nothing, right?
Right.
Look how you discredit him because he don't have the fame and the fortune.
Right.
But his voice will move your soul if he open his mouth.
Right.
What's that about?
Absolutely.
See that oxymoron? You see that?
Exactly.
You see that?
Right.
Exactly.
But we got
So
some-
that kills that breakout.
Mm-hmm.
That whole breakout conception.
Right. And the reason why I brought that up because you know just as well as I do, this younger generation, they see that as the ultimate success. They see that as the zenith of happiness and self-fulfillment, and that has nothing to do with self-fulfilling. Your completion
Oh,
of
we got a
these tracks
caller.
and this music. We got to call
see if
him.
we
We
can
got to
get him on
call
the
him.
line.
Let's see.
Welcome to YALE Radiocast. Who do we got on the line?
Hello.
Can anybody hear me?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can hear
we
you now.
you.
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear.
Hello. Go ahead, caller. Yeah, we can hear you good.
Well, what's going on today? Hey, I'm just calling in, man, and say, hey, man, I love what you guys are doing. Keep up the good work. I've been a fan for a long time.
Man, we appreciate that. Much love, much love. How you liking our artists in here?
Hey, I'm loving.
Appreciate that, good brother. Appreciate that, man. Really do appreciate that. Much love.
Well, this is an important topic y'all working on.
Who? Hello. Sir,
Hello.
let me say, your phone is going in and out, sir.
Is that Nemesis?
Yes, indeed.
What's
It is.
okay? So what's going on, brother? You was calling in to holler at Poka, man. Go ahead, and because your phone was kind of going in and out, we apologize for that. What you was trying to say, my guy?
Oh, no, man, I'm just saying it's an important topic that y'all digging into today. I
Yeah.
think people need to hear it. They need to hear about it.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
And we're gonna speak a little bit more on that. I want to dig a little deeper. I want to go a little deeper with that. Now that we own that, and now that we own now that we are talking about breakout, and we are talking about its success, and now that we are talking about the music industry and the younger generation, I want to add on to that. I want to say that it's a very big misconception, and it's very misleading for the simple fact that mainstream music has a way of telling the younger generation or the upcoming artists that if you don't conform, if you don't make this type of music, you don't get an in.
Right.
You don't even get a shot at breaking out.
Right.
I heard Lil Wayne say it one time in one of his songs, and it hit me in the head so hard because I couldn't believe he was bold enough to just say it in the lyrics of his song. Because you want to be real careful with what you say with your lyrics. But you can. This is a quote. This is a quote from an actual Lil Wayne song that I'm about to say. Lil Wayne said, quote unquote, "Rap about money and a nigga might sign you." Rap about money and a nigga might sign you.
That's what happened to him.
The thing is this though, you got people that ain't got $1 in their pocket feel like I gotta rap about a lifestyle that don't live.
Absolutely.
I live in the suburbs, but I gotta talk about shooting and killing.
Right.
I got a wife, but I gotta talk about degrading women.
Right.
I can't make no rap song talking about I love women.
Right. Well, Mr. Nemesis, do you got any questions that you want to ask our guest?
I think if you're gonna be an artist, don't be looking to be signed for it. I just think that's just a total wrong approach. If you're gonna be an artist, then you just be true to your craft,
right,
and be your own business and work your own business. Like,
right,
turn yourself into the business.
Right.
Because once you get into that other side of the game, then they can own you.
Right.
But once you learn that you are the business, then hey, it's nothing wrong with starting from the ground up. Some people just want to start off at the top, but they don't take time to do the little basic business 101 stuff like becoming registered as a writer.
Right.
Or registered. They don't know anything about split sheets or any of that. They just caught up into the hype, like, hey, I want to go be this big star and fame. But look, it takes less energy. It don't take that much energy to get registered with a BMI, ASCAP, or CSAC, or to understand what the Library of Congress is, copyright office is, and how to protect yourself. It takes less time to do that, bro, than it takes to go fall up in the club, it just takes less time.
Right.
To get on that real grind. And
right.
Your audience, you start building your audience. Those are the people that's in your immediate circle. Ain't nothing wrong with building that up.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think people are just afraid to start there because they just been brainwashed into you got to do it that way.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something, my brother. I'm glad you spoke on that because my whole life has been the underdog. I guess the underdog route. I had to take the underdog route my whole life. I've been considered the underdog. And I deliberately took the underdog route when I came and started doing the style of music I'm doing now. And what I mean by that is, I did exactly what you just said. I tore myself all the way down and built myself all the way back up. I did all the lead work. I started over from scratch. I went from knowing all the cats on the block that liked a certain type of music that never even heard the style of music that I'm about to make, so I know I'm finna lose all these cats, to adopting a whole nother fan base. When I tell you that ain't easy, that is not easy, and the average artist is not willing to do that.
No.
He is not willing to do that.
Not at all.
But I did it. I did it because I wanted that self-gratification. I wanted to feel good about what I was doing. I didn't want to follow nobody else. Even if I failed and didn't create a fan base or whatever, or nobody liked my music, at least I could say I was being genuine and being original to my damn self. You know what I mean? At least I can say that about Poka Jones. If I stop making music now, I can say all my stuff was handled the right way and I did what I wanted to do as an artist. And that's the best feeling in the world, right?
All right.
That's fire. That's that fire right there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Appreciate it, bro.
A lot of people that say they want to be artists,
right,
they are not willing to put in the work. When you find out what it really takes
right,
to be the business like that, most of them don't have the heart to do that.
Right.
It takes a freaking lot. It takes a freaking
lot. I know because you talking to somebody that don't come from the suburbs. I don't come from a nice neighborhood. I don't come from where everything is already put together for you. Where I'm come from, you either fit in or you stand out so bad that they don't want you to be a part of what they got going on. That's the unspoken truth about living in the hood or being from the hood. You just do what you see everybody else doing and you try your best not to stand out because you want to fit in. When you from the hood, you want to fit in more than you want to stand out. Well, here comes some old cat like Poka Jones that want to break all the rules and say, you know what? I don't want to fit in. And I don't care if I stand out, but I do want to do me. I just want to do me. So, a lot of people went away, and a lot of people came around. A lot of people came around that I didn't think would come around, and a lot of people shied away because they were like, I don't know what's wrong with him now, but I don't, And a lot of people like, oh, I like that. So it is what it is. I took that sacrifice. I took that jump. I took that leap of faith. And we all know that the average artist and the average person, let's not talk about artists for a minute. Let's talk about people. The average person ain't willing to come out their comfort zone. They're not willing to do that. A female is not willing to come out of her comfort zone because all her homegirls think a certain type of way. When they meet up with each other, you can't call them bitches and hoes, but guess what? When they meet up with their homegirls, they call each other bitches and hoes. See what I'm saying? And you can't go against that grain. You gotta be a bitch and you gotta be a hoe when you with your homegirls, because that's how y'all communicate with each other. What's up, bitch? What's up, hoe? But guess what? That nigga can't do that.
Now we on the male review.
Easy killer.
The dude can't do that. That's the same unspoken truth about living in the hood and coming from, what I call nothing. It's an unspoken code that you live by. And you can't break that code because you won't fit in. See what I'm saying? You'll stand out. And nobody in the hood wants to stand out. See what I'm saying?
Right.
That's like being labeled as a snitch in the hood.
Right.
I think
you automatically out. You're not in there no more.
This is what I want to make happen, man. I love the energy between Poka and Nemesis, and I love the.
You don't want that.
No, this is what I want.
You don't want two scholars.
I'm gonna tell you, I love it because this man has a powerful song in "Counting All My Blessings," and this man on the phone has a song "So Good to Be Blessed."
Yes. Did you
See
know Poka Jones that you was speaking to an artist?
No, I didn't, man, because you see when I talk, I don't talk like an artist.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. There you go.
The average artists, they talk from a trained conversation that they heard other people use.
That's why I asked you. Did you know? That's why I asked you, did you know?
No.
Because see, both of y'all like mine individuals. When you come from a real place,
I've heard 1,000 interviews.
You just know that real place.
I've seen 1,000 interviews. I've seen 1,000 artists. But you always get this feeling of, I'm watching a copy. I'm watching something that's being duplicated.
Right.
I'm not seeing originality.
Right.
Even the way they answer the questions, it's always this ego. It's always this image that you have to portray. Rarely do you see an artist want to be transparent.
Right.
But when you see somebody that's willing to be transparent, there's somebody willing to watch them and necessarily, kind of keep your eye on or whatever. But, at the end of the day, that's what the people deserve, that transparency, man. And you don't get that from a lot of artists.
That's how you connect to them. That's how you
Once you connect and once you do that, I think you can make it further, and you will make it further, and that's just you being you. You know what I mean? People deserve that anyway.
Brother Nemesis, thank you for calling in, my guy.
All day.
We missing you up here.
This guy.
Yeah, tell him come on up here.
Great to have him in the studio.
We missing you up here, Nemesis.
Tell him come up here and hang out with us.
I'm on my way.
Well, we're gonna have to do an extra hour,
aka
segment.
This guy.
We're gonna have to do an extra hour segment.
All right,
then.
now we going into male review overtime, Nemesis. So what's up?
I was like, those guys are gonna be. By the time I get through this.
Yeah, he got his excuse.
The way traffic's set up right now.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, we here, brother. We gonna go into male review overtime.
Why do I feel these tiny daggers?
No daggers.
That ain't
brother.
number love.
It's
That ain't
on
number
here.
love. You
Yeah.
mistaken.
We
You
just-
mistaken.
Well, we gonna wait for you to pull up, man. We gonna run with the show, man. All right, brother.
All right, bro. Hey, y'all keep getting it in.
All right.
All right, man.
The difference between these callers and the callers that we've had before, I think, 100%. They're callers that you hear the sincerity in their voices.
Yeah.
Both of them are coming from a place.
Because they know we ain't joking. This is real.
A very
conversation.
real place. Absolutely.
Yeah. It sometimes it feels better when people call sincerely compared to just jokingly.
Right. And we got a lot of calls. We got a lot of sincere people throughout, our calls or whatever. We love all our sincere callers.
I think
we love all our callers.
I think, because we will get a caller with the intent to discredit.
Right.
somebody's opinions
We've had
and
that.
views. We've had that. So we love most of our callers who call in and support what's going on this table right here at YALE Radiocast. So thank you for calling in, man. Everybody keep on calling in. 678-586-9241. We're supposed to close out. We were free balling today. We haven't had a chance to go into everything that we were going to cover. Josh has some shit he wanted to get off his chest.
My brother, we did not free not one ball today.
We did.
Everything had a purpose and a reason, and it was
everything has been cuffed and closed in, man. So Poka, I mean,
I
you
loved
hanging
it.
out with
I
us?
loved
I know you're a busy man, bro.
Yeah, I got a couple of moves I got to make, man.
Okay.
But this is my thing. I will be back to the podcast because I like what you guys are doing. I like the fact that this is an open conversation and there ain't there's no agenda behind the conversation.
Yeah.
I like that. You can come here and be all yourself.
Be you, man, and that's all we ask over here at the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, YALE Radiocast, YALE Entertainment. You know what the vibe is, my guy. Leave everybody with something, man. Where to reach you at, and whatever else you got to give to everybody listening.
Simple. My name is everything. My name, Poka, last name Jones. That's every social media. That's my YouTube name. That's actually my website name. If you just type in www.pokajones.com, everything is there, right?
Yeah.
Very easy to find. Very easy.
All right. Appreciate you coming in, my guy.
Mr. Poka Jones. Mr. Poka Jones, everybody.
Man. Been a long time since we had you on air here, man. We appreciate it, my guy. And keep on doing that music. You already know what it is, man. We already have our talks, and you already know I got your back, man. I appreciate you for supporting YALE Entertainment through these years,
Well, I want to
man.
talk about something that I want you to do because I see a lot of what you do, and I see a lot more for you. Something that we spoke about. You becoming a executive producer. You becoming the head of your own label. You know, YALE Entertainment presents. You know what I mean? I see you producing your own songs, and because you're able to bring out you're able to bring around good artists. You know talent. So it's nothing for you to get with producers. Make tracks. You find the talent. You put together the songs. You have the songs registered, just like he was saying. You have the song registered with your ASCAP or BMI, whoever you get with, and these are your songs, and you just have these artists featured on these songs. And you getting the royalties, and you getting all the publishing rights to these records. I can see you doing that, man. I can see you bossing up like that.
I appreciate you.
And I would be more than happy to be on some of the songs and just to be on some.
So
of
I
the
got
albums.
a lot of your songs. So what you're saying is,
Dialing YALE Entertainment presents Poka Jones.
So check this out. I got a lot of your music. So what you're saying is,
you gonna drop your album.
So you're saying is, you gonna get another one.
Right.
This man already got to walk sideways out the door to fit his head through there, man.
That door twice the size it was when we first started this show.
Hey, I can see him doing that though, man. Because it just feels good when you set goals for yourself. Okay, I've done this, but you can only feel so good for so long off past accomplishments, right?
Right.
What's next, baby? Right?
We gonna make it happen, brother.
There you go.
Yo, this your girl Kay Chantel coming to you from Women in the Mic. We have been nominated as the hottest online radio network, you guys, and we need you all to go to the polls and vote for us. So to vote, go to www.atlhottest.com. The polls will be open for the rest of October and November. So come on, vote for your radio network, YALE Radiocast.
Hey, thank you for tuning in to YALE Radiocast. Listen, business owners, people that are entrepreneurial in spirit and need to get their business out there, contact YALE Entertainment. We will advertise your company. We will advertise your brands with a listener base that covers the globe. We offer a variety of packages at affordable prices. Call us at 678-586-9241. If you need to email us, you can contact us at yaleent1@gmail.com. If you need to get your business out there, contact YALE Entertainment to get the business.
Hey, it's your girl Tiki. Please be sure to check out Women of Mike. We discuss a little bit of everything from men that ain't to women that do anything for a piece of.
Let's get deep about this. What if your girlfriend is the type of chick that every dude she dated give her body to, she claims that's her man, when he claims it's just a situation?
Boy, that 350. That's the rollback. So what he do? Hold on, baby. Let me get this loose chain out the car. He ain't gonna hit you with, here you go, baby girl. Yeah. She gonna still be calling him Mr. Clifford. I gave her the 23.
But yeah, check us out Saturday from 11 to 1 and Wednesday from 7 to 9. Tune in to Women in the Mic.
Your boy Young Nino checking in, man.
What's going on? This your boy Ether.
This presidential worthy. Vote for me. Rap Analytics, man. We up in here.
Check us out every Tuesday and Thursday, 9 p.m. on YALE Radiocast.com.
You want your perspective, we're going to give you ours.
Man, if you into this hip-hop culture, we got all the information you need.
We're going to be breaking down everything from old school to new school, battle rap, fashion.
Anything that has to revolve around hip-hop, we're going to bring it to you from today's perspective for what's popping in the news right now. Hip-hop, Rap Analytics go hand in hand.
Rap Analytics, YALE Radiocast.com, baby, we live.
God-loving textiles, point blank, death smiles, Steph Curry projectile.
YALE Radiocast, the gold standard of online radio. We already bring you all music all day, with this one for my hip-hop heads right here. Check us out for lyrical exercise. You already know how we bring it, old school hip-hop, new school hip-hop, from the East Coast to the West Coast to down South and even international. We bringing you all bars all day. Hip-hop ain't dead, it's right here on YALE Radiocast. YALE Entertainment, YALE Radiocast, the male review. We are now into leg overtime.
Uh-oh.
Yes, we're going by leg overtime. The male review time is converted to leg overtime because from research shows that women like leg overtime.
All right now.
All right.
Leg overtime.
The longer the leg lasts, the better.
Yes. Am I right, ladies? You don't like short leg, do you, ladies? We got some ladies in the building. Do y'all like short leg? Y'all like long legs, don't you? Tell me I'm lying.
No lies told. No lies told.
Long leg.
She said, "You right.
You right. What's going on, Miss K Chantel? How you doing, Miss K Chantel?
Yo. I mean,
Yo. You gotta introduce with yo.
Yo. This is K Chantel. How are you guys doing today?
Hey, we in here, man. We in here.
Well, thank you for allowing me to come on.
So this show is actually free balling.
Hello.
But
long legs and free ball.
Unless something's going on that TR hasn't told me, I'm gonna assume you don't have balls. So can we say you're free breasting?
Wait a minute now.
Free flow. She's free flowing.
Free flowing.
Yes, free flowing. Is it anything that you need to get off your chest? Free balling is we have no topic.
Why is it me? No. I'm just an addition. Get off my chest.
Yes. Free flowing. We have no topic, but whatever you feel like we're talking about today, since we're in leg overtime, we flowing with it. Anything you got to drop on us?
Well,
I mean, Women in the Mic was supposed to be talking about body shaming, but somehow that didn't happen. So,
tell us about it. How do you feel about that?
Body shaming.
No, y'all not talking about it.
Got him.
That was good.
That was good.
Tell us how you feel about y'all not talking about it. You on the bear review. You don't get to avoid this stuff on Women in the Mic. You know what I'm saying? Over here,
we address that shit.
Yes, we're gonna address it. How do you feel about you wanted to talk about a topic and y'all didn't talk about it?
No. It wasn't me wanting to talk about a topic at all. You know, it's just as usual, conversation flows, just like we free flowing right now.
Great PR response.
And sometimes you get off a topic a little bit when you free flowing. You all in the.
But how does it make you feel?
That's
how does it make you feel?
That's why she's
long legs makes you feel good.
Okay, all right.
Oh, look at her. She like the cords.
She done yanked the leg out. Wait a minute. K Chantel just yanked the
Time to
leg
go.
out in the studio.
Yes.
We got to put that back together.
So yeah, for those tuning into YALE Radiocast, basically we do this once a month. The show is free balling. Basically, we just go off the top of the dome, man. We don't have a topic. We cover everything numerous times. We already know what's hot in the world, so we just want to make it a more easy flowing show and not stick to one script, man. So we just going with it to y'all. You got some, Josh? You got some, Markel? You got some?
I got some.
How you doing over there, Jazzy? Jazzy Faye over there.
Not Jazzy Fizzle.
Yeah.
Jazzy Fizzle. Jazzy
Yes.
Fizzle. Not that Jazzy Faye.
Yeah, Jazzy Fizzle
This
over
one
there. in the
definitely
corner.
looks way better.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Miss Phoenix made a very interesting statement on the chat. The flu shots will replace the COVID shot. Be replaced with the COVID shot.
I don't trust no damn flu shot.
Y'all taking the shots?
No, I don't trust
Y'all
no
taking the
shot.
shots?
The one and only time I had the flu was in the military, and that's when you
Yeah.
in boot camp, you gotta take
Yeah,
it.
you gotta take it. I've literally had the flu 3 times, and each single time was after having
A flu shot.
Yeah.
Well, they tell you,
They say
we
it's
gonna
for-
give you the flu.
It's to make you immune to the flu.
I'm gonna shoot you
to
make you immune to being shot.
The way
I'ma
a
stab
vaccine
you
works is it's a small amount of that disease.
Oh,
or
okay.
that virus.
Would you prefer me to hit you with a smaller buckshot or a bigger one?
Now,
I
you
just
got,
need to
so
know.
basically, essentially what they're saying with this COVID vaccine is that, hey, we're going to put a little bit of COVID in it. Just a tip.
Just a tip.
Just stick the tip.
Ain't nobody sticking no tip in
Ain't
nothing.
anybody just the tip.
Nah. Nah.
You gonna feel it a little bit.
It's still penetration.
Now
Still penetration.
You gonna feel a little pinch, and then
You might lose only 1 or 2 breaths.
No. 1 or 2. How many? Wait.
Maybe the third one.
The third one may grow.
third
in
one's
its
gonna
place,
grow.
in the middle. Right. Okay. That's
okay.
Okay. All right. So I got something. So heard this week that they decided to let the grand jury start to talk about the Breonna Taylor situation. Have y'all heard about that?
No, I have not.
All right, so what has happened in essence is that one of the jurors, and they are currently there, most of the jurors in a grand jury are definitely going to be anonymous, but they have started to want to talk aloud about what they were presented with in the Breonna Taylor decision. In the decision to not charge, in case you're not familiar with this, we had this situation
So
where
it's still to anonymously release their statement of how it proceeded.
Correct. Where you had the situation with Breonna Taylor. They definitely decided to charge one of the officers with wanton endangerment, which had nothing to do with her death. Well, after that case was closed, or as they believed it was closed, one of the grand jurors wanted to come out and speak their conscience and basically state, listen, the district attorney did not present us with anything that would have gone toward the prosecution for someone who had murdered this woman in her home. Okay? So what they have done is they have decided to go ahead and allow them to go ahead and speak, which is something that's unprecedented for a grand juror to be able to speak out about this. So what I'm wondering is if they're going to reopen this case, and I think they should, because I think it's bullshit. If you're in your house, somebody comes in and you don't know who they are, there's problems around who announced who, you get killed, and nobody has to suffer for it. So you're saying that murder was okay, but what about all the other murders that took place? What about the capital punishment? What about that? No one gets blamed for that, right?
Right.
So why in the world would you allow this to take place and then decide her life wasn't shit? It just wasn't shit. It wasn't shit enough to even charge anybody, but you gonna charge the fact that this guy fired a weapon that went into another apartment, had nothing to do with what actually happened to this one.
Walls are worth more than a lick.
Right. That's the way they're portraying this. So I kind of like the fact that now they're going ahead and they've decided, okay, we're going to go ahead and open it up and let them talk about it. Because what they need to know is that this district attorney, this dude did not move in the interest of justice for Breonna Taylor. This is what the whole point was. If this was about shooting through some walls, this would have not made any this wouldn't have made the news.
This is a career move.
This is a career move, right? So, what you thinking, man? What you thinking about it?
I think it's a career move.
For the district attorney?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he was, but I think it's because he was scared to do anything more than that.
From Mitch McConnell's state.
Because of the trickle down of that, exactly.
The trick.
So
Trigonometry.
The very
Politics.
fact that he's in the position that he's in is because of all of his backing from all his friends in Washington. So why is he going to step on their toes?
Wow. That's a lot. That's a lot. TR?
I don't know if it was as of a career move as much as it was obeying. Don't matter where you go or whatever. From that point, if you are told to do something,
What I'm
that's
hearing
what
is
you're
his
going
name
to
is
do,
Toby.
or you'll be fired.
What I'm hearing is his name is
You
Toby.
know, I think he was just doing what he was told, because if it has anything to do with he made that decision all by himself, which I don't believe. I really don't believe that. Because that doesn't even make sense in most people's minds. Think about it. You're going to take a stretch and travel with the bullet rather than the other bullets that killed.
What was it, 7?
7.
She got hit with 7 bullets.
So you were concerned
That
about
took
that
her
one
life.
bullet that went out
astray
versus
Not
the
bullets
ones
that actually killed the woman.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes. Rather than the grouped bullets. You know, when you shoot at the fire range, they call it grouping.
Yes.
You know, when you have more than 3 bullets or whatever, they call it
Focus on
grouping.
target.
Yeah, so you're not worried about the grouping as much as the straight bullet. That is a stretch. And I will ask any one of y'all here, does that even by the stretch of the imagination come in y'all head when asked to think about that situation?
No.
Well, let's worry about this stray bullet. Don't worry about the grouping and the murder. So yeah, that was orchestrated. That person was told how to judge and what to say, what conclusion to come to, and what to say to exonerate.
That's wicked. That's wicked. I think that's wicked, because this basically you are saying that the purported possibility of losing life is over the person actually losing their life.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
This is what you're telling the country. This is what you're telling her family. This is what you're telling the people that loved her. Her life was not as important as the fact that somebody could have gotten hit in another apartment. So we're gonna charge that bad old cop.
This is
because guess what? Because she'll go away.
Yeah.
My career will continue. She'll go away. We'll shut her up with some money, her family up with
Right.
money eventually.
Yeah.
Eventually they'll go away.
Because that's not even a thing.
The country will forget about it.
Do you understand it's not even a thing for a stray bullet to come out of a police officer's gun? There's no such ruling, period, that I've ever heard of.
I've never heard of that.
Which
Wanton
a
endangerment.
cop will fire, and they're focused on the stray bullets. The only thing that has ever been brought up
that didn't hit nobody.
in my situation, I've had a situation where I fired at somebody or whatever.
Okay.
But it was because I was a civilian firing a firearm in a community.
Okay.
And I was firing at somebody who was robbing my store.
Okay.
And they were fled.
Okay.
And the cop came up, great cop, nice cop. Hey, those gunshots. And I said, yeah, they were mine. And he said, yeah, you can't do that. And I said, what do you mean? My firearm is registered, licensed to carry in the whole 9 yards. Like I didn't enhance carry. And he said, yeah, but you fired it in this neighborhood. Oh, I forgot I couldn't do that. Because I'm a civilian.
I didn't know I couldn't do that.
But once again,
I didn't know.
But once again,
that's funny.
That is the only case.
I did know I couldn't do that.
Right. That is funny. But there is no, there has never been an issue that I've ever seen where they were worried about a cop's straight bullet, period. He has the authority to use lethal force.
Correct.
And that doesn't matter where the stray bullets go.
Right.
Because say, for instance, if he shot into a house
and hit someone inadvertently.
Because he was on duty and doing his job,
he can't be held responsible.
He can't be held responsible. And where he works pays the
insurance for that.
Exactly. So it's really not a thing. If y'all think about it, it's like your eyes are wide shut. People are walking around listening to all of this new form BS, and your eyes are wide shut. If you think about what makes sense, this doesn't make sense. And this is what the problem is with our government.
Correct.
None of these people are saying that this doesn't make sense. Our people are hurting. Our communities are hurting. This doesn't make sense. They want answers. So you're basically saying, let's make up some shit.
All right. So this is why I don't give a damn about this presidential campaign or any of this, because they ain't talking about nothing black.
That's what we are as a country and everything. That's what we are as a black community and everything. We're allowing our intelligence to be insulted because you're allowing somebody to talk about some issues that they can't control. They don't have the power to do anything about on that level, but you're allowing them to talk about that crap or whatever. So why don't you talk about something on the federal level that you can do for the black people? Do you understand that there's dockets that they can eradicate that still have us as a portion of a human being?
I was just gonna say that you're still, you
know what I'm saying?
No, and there's an amendment out there that still says that black people are only 3/4 of a person.
Only 3/4. So if you're going to talk to me, don't try to insult my intelligence and talk to me even with something that's at a state level. Talk to me about some federal stuff that you can actually do something about. And that's what I would say to all my community people or whatever. If you want to fight, don't look at me with a stick on your chest or whatever and put your chest out to me, because to me, all of these people that came into play still have people as a whole disproportionately represented.
This is true. And the belief is that it is going to trickle down from the top level of the government down into the state, and then into the cities and into the little townships. When in essence, the big thing you really need to focus on, and again, we kind of touched on it last week. You need to focus on what's going on in your community and then in your state, in your cities and your states, and then you move up to the federal level.
Right.
It starts from the bottom, and this ought to be evident by what they're trying to do when they're trying to confirm this new Supreme Court justice. What they did is they stacked those courts with a bunch of judges who think like them. They made sure they did it quietly because nobody was paying attention, because the joke was, black people don't care about the midterm elections. Let's go ahead and slide some of our folks in there. Y'all forgot. You know what I haven't heard mentioned in the last 4 years? Like, really? When's the last time you heard the word Tea Party?
Ooh.
Where'd that go?
That disappeared. That came back and disappeared real fast.
Hello, it's here again. Amy Coney. I guarantee she's a Tea Party Republican. Guarantee.
That went away real fast.
It just disappeared. You know what? They hushed it to try to get off the radar. I think if we did something where we kind of got off the radar of we all gonna vote Democrat or we all gonna do this, we might be able to get some shit done.
Okay. Well, I want to say this and I want to move on. I want all the listeners of YALE Radiocast to understand with me, this is not necessarily about white or black.
Right.
Okay, so when I make a comment about race, it's more so about facts. We know civil injustice is a thing. So when I say something about what has happened to black people, doesn't mean I hate white people. I'm just pointing to the fact of what we deal with as black people. I got one of my closest brothers in here as a white man. Okay, so I got plenty of friends of other races and nationalities, Indian and everything. Friends? Yeah, I mean, I got white. Okay,
you have a white friend?
Well, that sounds racist as hell. Yeah,
especially when Josh asked.
That sounds like Josh asked. Hey, I'm cool with the black people.
Who's your white friend?
When Josh don't know who your white friends are, we know you all right.
Hey, I know, right? That's like when they say, "Hey, I listen to Tupac too." No, but reality is there are racial boundaries that need to be knocked down. So before we knock down these racial boundaries, we have to address what it is, and mostly it involves race.
Yeah.
Especially when we see the alarming
rate of Candace Owens wanting white people to say the N-word.
Wait.
No, hell no.
Who? That's gonna be on Mark L UFC Championship
no.
number 12. That sounds like a fight topic.
It's just some things. It's just some things that are just a no.
I mean,
a hard pass.
Poka was just in here saying about how women can call each other.
Right, but
yeah.
I don't think that's ever gonna be a thing.
I just want the world to get an understanding that these are actually issues, and we need to talk about what changes really need to be made within ourselves before we look for any other nationality to fix anything for us. We need to really come together as one. Shout out to the LGBT community. They actually organized within themselves to get some of the shit they wanted for themselves.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Hey, you got to look at that as an example. They say, hey, we want these, and until we get these, whatever it was, I wasn't in the meetings. But something happened in those meetings for them to take to the higher ups to say, you know what, we do need to do something for that community. Because they were tweeting about rights. We tweet about rights. What happened that they got them and we didn't? They were tweeting about, getting certain, hey, do not kill us just because of our beliefs. And they got a whole law called a hate crime, like it ain't a hate crime to kill somebody because they black. How does a hate crime be determined because of your sexual preference but not your color? See what I'm saying?
We got them. We got them. I think it just hasn't moved in a while.
Well, the thing is, the Hate Crime Act was actually for people of color. However, that opened the door for LGBT community to come in to add to that, because the whole concept of discrimination based on race, age, creed, physical ability, all of that stuff, that was supposed to be kind of all tied in together. But to your point, that comes down to the whole concept of Black Lives Matter, right? Because if you think about it, it does seem as though the struggle for people of color in this country is definitely on a steeper incline than some of the other struggles. I'm not trying to disregard anybody else's struggle. However, it does seem definitely that our struggle has been and continues to be way steeper. We kind of bleeding palms and bleeding feet trying to climb to the top of this mountain, just trying to get equal. That's a big thing. And that's what the whole concept of the Black Lives Matter movement, when it initially was started. I don't know what's happening now.
Where did all that money go?
I don't know.
They started going on vacations and trips with it.
It seems to have gone commercial, meaning kind of like an initial public offering. Somebody released it into the stock market, right? Exactly. So maybe the mood and the concept that was behind it, the spirit still exists, but as an entity, to the point where people are like, this money's going to Black Lives Matter. Yeah, that's the ticket. And it might not quite be going to where you think it's going.
You finna say something?
But look through this out here.
I've seen those eyes before.
Yeah. Those are not good eyes. Protect me, Josh.
The protection for the LGBT community is them against them, other humans against them.
Right.
Nothing about cops.
Got you.
Cops aren't going out and killing.
That is correct.
Couple.
That is correct. That is correct.
What are they gonna do to change the difference?
Right, I
it's
see
the
what you're
same
saying.
damn thing.
I got you.
Yeah, true. So, I just want to wrap up with that part.
Wait a minute. Before we close out that topic, I just want to say, along with what Mark L said, about knowing the branches, knowing the government. I will be the first one to say you can multitask. You can know federally, locally, and state-wise. But understand what you're talking about. Don't talk to a federal person about some state shit.
Because they don't know what you're talking about.
And
Right.
damn sure, whatever you do, and honestly, if you don't listen to nothing else I say, listen to this part. If you don't do anything else, start watching what you do. Start doing something for yourself, because the person with their hand out is a weak person to me. They're not worried about anything else but what can be given to them versus what they can do for themselves.
So that is definitely what I wanted to say today, as we continue to kind of let the reels roll, and let's just talk about stuff. Let's talk about anything else. Anybody got anything else they want to drop out
there? What do we got? I had some things I want to talk about.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, some things.
Lord, do we need this? We need to pour out a little liquor.
I've already. Well, y'all brought up the political thing. I didn't really want to do that.
Is it kind of quick?
It's kind of quick. It's kind of quick. Okay.
It's the short leg.
Listen, it's 3 minute leg.
3 minute leg.
3 minutes of leg. Women.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Look at it. Look, the eyebrows raised. You do not have to prove you're strong.
Uh-oh.
No. You don't want to do
it. We know by now.
Somebody threw a bottle at him.
There was a woman just threw a bottle.
You have made the world.
It wasn't ready.
Very much aware of your strength and your independence. If somebody, and it's pretty similar to the previous topic, if somebody does not accept your strength and your independence, it does not make you less strong or independent. So you don't have to throw out there with every moment, you don't need this man, I don't need this. How often do we hear men say, I don't need a woman? Okay, do you hear that often? You do?
Do you?
Do you?
Which men's are you hanging around? Whose men's is those?
Well, I'm not hanging around any men.
Oh, okay.
Besides
None?
to live in my home.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say
But
none.
you hear it all. You hear it all.
boy named TR.
Uh-oh, watch out now. Boy is a...
I don't know. I honestly have...
Well, it can't be me.
I
Must be Asher.
I have heard...
Asher talking shit.
Boy.
Asher.
I'm a strong baby that don't need no bottle.
Have mercy. But
No.
Well, I don't know what she's alluding to.
No. It's just I just see too much fighting for when things don't go your way. The rebuttal is I don't need you, and that's like, well, how does that become the default response to a conflict that I hear? It's like, okay, we know this, so is that what has to be the response to get me? No, you don't need me every time there's a conflict. Like me and Trina can argue all day. I don't think my response has to be, Trina, I don't need you. More so than whatever the disagreement is. Okay, we disagree. Why do you have to follow up the disagreement with, I don't need you, rather than finding a resolution to the disagreement or understanding the disagreement?
Well, I go on record saying that I need my woman.
Okay.
That's not a weak thing. That's not a weak thing to me to need my woman.
Right.
You know, I need her to be my support. I need her to be my happiness. You know, and when a person says stuff like that, I think that they're thinking lesser of themselves. Honestly, psychologically speaking, I think a person is putting themselves in a comparative position and they're devaluing you because of something. I'm not saying what, but something's going on with them. So value plus value, you know, or value versus value.
I would love some lady input on this, and since we got two very outspoken, spirited women here,
That I need.
You're going to let the ladies in?
That I need.
Wait a minute.
on the mirror.
I need.
the
I don't need
advertisement
your
will
input.
say every now and then we're going to have a woman in the studio.
I don't. Where the camera at? I don't need her input, but
You going to let the lady put it in? Wait a minute. Stop it.
Miss K.
Do you get what I was trying to say there?
Do. I do get what you was trying to say, and I'll have to say.
Because I'm not as eloquent as Obama.
Zaddy?
Yeah.
Big Zaddy Obama.
Zaddy.
Big Zaddy Obama.
You're supposed to say Zaddy.
No, this is my big zaddy right here.
Oh.
I can't stand that
He hates it.
name.
He hates it.
Can't stand. It's almost like they was trying to reach or something. Like they was all high one night or whatever. We need to think of a new phrase. Zaddy?
Zaddy.
That's crazy.
Hold up, and then hold up,
and then an hour later, Zaddy.
Then they followed it up with they didn't say that. They said they followed it up with bitch. Zaddy.
You got some, girl.
Yes.
You got some.
Yes.
Terrible news.
To
strip, Kay. To strip.
Well, okay. I would have to say that's not something I've said myself. I do need my husband. I need everything that he provides, including his love and his affection and his attention. So I would never tell him that I don't need him. I believe I hate that whole word independent when it comes to black women because it has such strong negative connotations to it. It's not that you're independent, you're self-sufficient. You can take care of yourself. That's wonderful. You can take care of yourself. But you don't have to, you're right, you don't have to push that in a man's face. You need a man just as a man needs a woman at the end of the day. I mean, you might have that little thing that go bzzz in your drawer, but it can't hold you at night. I'm with you. I do believe that we would need to eradicate that whole word of being a strong, independent woman, and that is not something that needs to be in a conversation between you and your man when you are having a disagreement. You're right. Let's talk about what the issue is, and let's come to a conclusion on the issue. Let's stop hitting below the belt.
Yeah, it came to me because I recently heard the other day, I don't need. I don't need.
But see,
and I'm like, but you have it though.
The bad part.
So that means you do need.
Award for it.
Well, the bad part. Here's that right. There's no trophy for this. There's not a trophy for this.
I can take care of myself.
Yay! Congratulations.
I think
let's get a women on
Congrats. You right though. But I mean, it's the equivalent of when you hear like we talked about this early on. You remember TR when you got to be out to talk about some. I'm a man. Well, if you got to tell me that,
or a woman,
if you got to tell me that, how much of a man are you really? Like, I should be able to tell that.
Yes, I said it.
My thing would be if you have to tell me you're independent, you obviously need some help.
You done came a long way from
because don't nobody believe you. You have to keep trying to prove it to yourself.
Well, I recently heard this response to a post that said, well, that's an oxymoron because if you're in a relationship, you are independent. Once you become in a relationship, you're dependent.
That's true.
Automatically,
or you should be,
or you would expect him to be. Well, if you're in a relationship, you're getting something. Maybe it's not financial compensation or stability,
but there's something that provides.
Yeah. You getting him like the buzz that you were saying ain't working no more. So you getting something, whatever it is.
There's got to be a benefit because why else do it?
Yeah.
I mean, for what? Just to say I got one? I mean, who does that? Why would you do that?
I don't know. It just
people are not things.
I'm tired of that, Kay. And if you say men say it, well, they could kill themselves too.
I don't know those dudes. Who is them?
Yeah. I just want to make it. I just want to make it clear that everybody can kill themselves if they got a problem with being better people. So when people just think that I'm making a racist statement that's only for white people.
No, this is for people.
This is for people who are stupid.
Don't like people
who are stupid. You could kill yourself. So men that's saying I'm independent and don't need no woman, kill yourself too.
Right. Terrible news.
Who are these people you talking about, Kay?
Stop sticking that in her mouth.
Right. I don't want this in my mouth.
I mean the microphone. I
don't want the microphone in my mouth. I don't need that microphone in my mouth.
But that is to for anyone, I think independence is a thing that it's something that you think about as a concept as opposed to a reality. So, for example, yes, you all want to believe we take care of ourselves, and that's wonderful. But here's the real deal. You got to go to Target. You got to go to Walmart. You got to go to Kroger to go get groceries. You can grow your own stuff. That'd be great. But then you got to go get a can opener. You going to make one of them at the house? You could. But my point is independence is a concept and a theory. it's not a reality. So people stop saying, I'm a grown ass man. I'm an independent woman. I mean, because you sound a little flawed. You sound like you need some help.
You sound like you're not. Once you have to show
When
to
you
the
have
to
to
the world
prove
that
it,
you are.
somebody don't believe you. You expect people to actually believe you. And
That-
that's why you keep saying it.
That are we bragging on nothing these days?
Oh, nothing. Where's the trophy? I've never seen one. Have
Right.
you ever seen one?
There ain't no award for that.
I think
Ain't no award
I
for
think
that.
the deeper issue is that we fail to realize that there are a lot more people that are dependent than we would like to.
Admit.
There are a lot of people sleeping on somebody's couch right now.
Okay, then.
Oh,
There are a lot of
calling
people
other
who's
people
driving their girl-
homosexual.
their woman's car right
Homosexuals.
now.
Shout out to the homosexuals.
Yeah.
Driving other people's cars. I feel attacked. Let's move along. I'm feeling attacked right now, but it's all good though. It's all good though. But yeah, no, that's the truth. That's good. That's good.
You know,
touched on the
transparency
point.
is good.
Transparency is good.
Transparency is good.
Unless of course, unless you wearing a plastic suit, then it might not.
Oh my goodness.
I'm done with y'all. That's all I have.
That's all he got,
That's
y'all.
my free
Yes.
ball, and there was some other stuff behind that. But I'm gonna reserve that.
No. Come on.
I'm gonna reserve that.
Oh.
I'm gonna reserve that. I'm gonna reserve it. I'm just being aware of my audience.
Yes. Uh-oh.
Stop talking about your audience.
He doesn't talk about the audience.
I'm saying go ahead. These some grown women and some
No,
grown men.
it's men. No, this is
Oh,
about
men?
men.
Is it
It's
men?
about men.
Or a
Yes.
man.
Or a man.
Oh, well, they would love that.
Okay, well, men, stop being so soft and such a.
Hey, checking the mail is a real thing, right?
Checking the mail is a real thing, and I think we need to have a checking the mail segment.
Uh-oh.
Listen here, man. If you want to step up to the plate and want to own up to being a man, you're gonna have to. Don't call yourself a man, but when it comes time to actually be a man, you want to place blame on somebody else.
Right.
Okay,
Doing
for
some
your
man
for
stuff.
your failures. Okay, as a man, we all go through something, dude. Ain't nobody perfect. You know what I'm saying? So don't be trying to test another man's manhood because you ain't there yet and try to think you want to be in their shoes. But when it comes to doing what it takes to be in that next man's shoes and you can't fulfill it, you want to blame somebody else.
Right.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's
Yeah,
because of,
I'm as good as TR, or I would be as good as TR, but I'm not because of
A, B, and C.
this person.
Those
Like this person held you back from being as good as TR.
Darling, you jump on me all the time about that, saying that I'm too hard on these dudes, man.
Man, look.
You know, hold on. Darling has made the statement. Darling has made the statement that T.
He's hard on everybody.
T, you gotta understand who you are. T. He said it's just like being in a gym.
Okay.
And he said that it's like you see a whole bunch of folks working out, Josh. He said, but T, you that one dude that's on steroids, that's jumping around. Bro,
you can live more than that.
Yelling at everybody else. And I disagreed with that. And he said, well, you're stupid, man. you just don't see who you are.
What I'm saying is, but that person should not blame somebody else because they can't lift 50 pounds.
Right. Figure out how to get
That's
that
your
50
fault because
Right.
you wasn't in the gym long enough to be able to lift 50 pounds. Well, I would be on the barbells more if I didn't, but this reason or that reason. See what I'm saying?
There should be a statute of
It's
limitations.
still somebody. There's still excuses. Somebody blaming somebody else when they get critiqued on their level.
Yeah. There should be a statute of limitations. I'm serious. You shouldn't be able to do stuff right now because your dog died when you was 3 years old. It shouldn't be. It should be a statute of limitations of you getting over your shit. I'm be honest.
worked it out by
Man,
now.
look,
I'll be honest.
the reason I had.
Huh?
Does that have to do with the upbringing? Maybe the parents?
Man, look, the reason I was robbed
Well, if
because
you-
my daddy wasn't there.
If your parents keep on buying you a dog and killing it, then I
don't
know who your parents are, and I'm about to call them people.
I'm about to call them people on them.
We got you a
But
dog.
could you elaborate? Could you elaborate what you're saying?
Basically, not everybody was raised the same way. It takes some people longer to get over some stuff. Now, if you 3 years old, I'm 32.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to dwell on something that long ago. But
Right.
if something happened a year ago and it's still affecting you mentally.
But that's what I'm saying. It should be a statute of limitations. It should be, okay, you can't be blaming your boyfriend because something that happened to you a certain time. And I know that's a slippery slope.
No. That's within reason. That's within reason, because a divorce can lead to somebody having to start over.
And it could be issues. But
did you get a divorce and she got the house because you was cheating on her?
Right. What did you do?
Exactly. And what I'm saying about that is to go a little bit deeper. What I'm saying about that is to go a little bit deeper is, people honestly find any excuse, and the difference between these people and somebody that actually has some issues that need to be worked out. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So I felt like I did need to go a little bit deeper with that, because you have to realize that you can blame any damn thing up under the sun if you don't ever want to own up to a damn thing.
So
I had a
basically,
flat
you
tire
can.
6 years ago.
So basically, you can have. Essentially, I think what I feel about it. You can have problems. Okay.
Yes.
You can have problems. Everybody got problems.
Yes.
Everybody's got stuff they're dealing with and they're sorting out. But having problems, having issues, having experienced things does not give you the right to be an asshole.
Right. It doesn't exonerate you from being able to do what you need to do. You need to take responsibility at some point. Right. That's what
Right. I can't be 30 years old, and the reason that I'm still being a criminal because my daddy wasn't there.
Like
I'm in these streets, bro, because George Green wasn't around. Shut up. Kill yourself. Everybody gonna get that.
New tagline.
Everybody
get it.
Everybody get it.
KYS. That's what my boy.
Hell,
used to
my
say.
daddy wasn't around. That didn't make me want to go rob Steve over here.
But Joe though.
Yeah.
Joe didn't have a chance.
Joe.
We'll talk about that later.
Wrap this up, man.
Wrap it up, brother.
You wrap this up.
Okay, look, y'all. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for joining us here for Overtime with the Leg. We went a little bit further, definitely to go ahead, because it's been a long time since we had a chance to get together. It's good to see Brother T.R.
And sister. Sister,
and definitely,
you been on my mind.
Oh my goodness! And seeing the lovely K Chantel, my brother Josh the intern, the lovely Jazzy Fenzel over there in the corner, and my man whose 5 favorite rappers all start with his first name Dylon, and Dylon.
Oh shit! I'm pretty sure something bad happened now.
Purposely says that wrong.
And I am your boy Mark L. here at the Mail Review, here at Overtime. Shout out to the Leg. Shout out to all the people online. Thanks y'all for tuning in. Come check us out next Saturday. We'll do this again, y'all.
YALE Radiocast.